Today is Sunday. As you can see, I'm wearing a different shirt, I think. Yesterday, I spent about maybe 2 hours doing about 5 or 6 little projects, and I thought everything was looking good, but I was looking at some of the shots on the camera, and as they say, the camera doesn't lie. I know that you can do Photoshop and all sorts of jiggery-pokery to change the pictures that you've taken, but as a rule, the camera tells you something that the eye cannot always see. So looking at those camera pictures, the more I looked at this tree, in real life it may look okay, but when you look at the camera shot, it wasn't quite right. As a literati, I feel that it didn't have enough movement. Also, I was trying to create a pine type image, and if it's a pine type image, pines have drooping branches, and that's not quite right. This is also a branch going out that way. I think I need to bring it down much more. I think I want to bend it right down like that and give more curve to that. Literati, after all, is about curve and line. And if the curve and line is not right, it doesn't work. Very often, also in life, you do certain things and you think you've done the best, but deep in your heart, you know that it's not quite right. And this is a case in point. However much you might like it, or when you look at it in real life, it looks interesting, but the photograph didn't tell me that it was perfect, or not. There's no such thing as perfection, but it could be better, put it that way. So I'm going to try and bend it more to give more line to this literati. So I'm going to bend this branch down, which most pines do. Now, we do get a few people who like to comment, welcome comments, and they always tell me, oh, you don't have to do everything like a pine. That may be so, but don't forget that whenever you make bonsai, you're using one species to create the impression of another species. So junipers, when they are used, they very often are used to create the pine type image. So this is exactly a case in point. I'm not trying to make a juniper look like a juniper. I'm trying to make a juniper look like pine. After all, bonsai is an art form, and the plant is only a medium of expression. Just as paint and wood in the other visual arts like painting and sculpture are mediums of expression, so in bonsai, the plant is a medium of expression. So I'm trying to create more of a pine image. So I want to bend this down because then it would look more like a pine. And I want to create more movement in that trunk. So again, I'm using the branch splitter. The branch splitter is a much overlooked tool. People who are fairly new to bonsai are afraid of using it. But once you get the hang of it, you'll realize that it's an indispensable tool when it comes to bending branches that would otherwise be difficult to bend. So I'm going to create more movement in this trunk. So in order to make the bending easier, I'm splitting the trunk. It won't kill the tree because the sap continues to move up and down. Okay, that's as far as I'll go. I'll try and create bend there. Now I'm going to use fairly thick wire and go up that way. I don't usually coil with a coil, but because I don't like wasting wire, I want to just make sure that I have enough to go as far as I want it to. Can't go as far as that. Then, talking of, design being finished, bonsai is an art where your composition is never finished. The minute you think you've finished it, the plant continues to grow and it can change in character. So it is forever liquid. Nothing is ever static. This is only 3.5 mil wire. I hope it will do the job. Let's see if it will bend down this way. Drooping branch for a pine. If you hear it crack, then it may have damaged it, but it would continue to grow. More movement is what I want. Might need to use a guy wire. So let's use a guy wire. A lot of concentration. Wire doesn't need to stay on that long. I find that in most cases, especially with my Scots pines, in 1 year the wire will have done its job. So that, I think, is more of a classic Literati shape, with the branch coming down rather than shooting up, and more of a curve. So I would settle for that. So what I wanted to show really is that never be satisfied with what you've done, because there's always room for improvement. And this was exactly a case in point. So I will follow this project with great interest and see what happens. There you go. Nothing is ever finished. I just put the paper trick, put the paper again. Let's see what happens. Let's remove the paper. Yeah, I don't think we need the bottom. And we will make that into driftwood. So again, that's different again. So I will settle for that. Giving it even more movement. I think I'll leave it like that now. Okay?